What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we are going to be making Philly cheesesteak French dips. Anytime my fiance and I go to a restaurant, we always get Philly cheesesteak with au jus, so I thought we'd make them at home. So we're going to start by making our sauce or our aioli. We're using mayo. I use light mayo just because I'm trying to be a little healthier. And then lemon juice, salt and pepper, and minced garlic, and you're just gonna mix that up and then cover it and put it in the fridge. We are doing the mayo first just so it has time for all of those flavors to set in, and then you're gonna take your mushrooms and destem them and then just slice them up. You can get pre-sliced ones if you want. I just prefer to slice them myself. It's a lot cheaper, and that way I can dictate how much mushrooms I have so I don't have a ton left over. After we slice those up, we're gonna cut up our bell peppers. So we're just gonna, I use 2 bell peppers. I don't even know how many mushrooms I used. I used a lot because I love mushrooms, but I feel like this was a really good amount, and anything that I make, I always make enough so that we have leftovers for the week. And these made a ton of sandwiches. Like, we've probably had about 5 sandwiches each. Like, it's a lot of sandwiches, which is really nice. So then after that, we're going to cut our onion, and you are just going to slice it. And then also, so all of these, I mean, we're putting all our veggies to the side until we need them, but keep about 1/4 of the onion separated from the rest of the veggies because we're going to use that for our au jus later. You don't have to do a full 1/4 of an onion. I did 1/4 of an onion and it had a lot of flavor in it, but again, it's totally up to you. And then we're going to slice up our cheese. I use pepper jack. I know Swiss is traditional, but I like pepper jack better. All right, now we're going to cook our meat. So if you want, you can get a ribeye and cook it yourself. But I found this. It's like Garys Cheesesteaks. And it came with a wow seasoning that was super good. And it was honestly a lot cheaper with a lot more quantity than if I had bought a ribeye. And it was already pre-sliced. And it's literally made for cheesesteaks. Highly recommend it. So delicious. And like even the juice from the meat was really, really good that I used in the au jus. So I would just recommend this, especially if you're trying to save time and money, because this recipe does take quite a bit of time. So now we're going to take all of our meat out. Obviously, you're not going to be able to get every last piece. That's okay. Just try to get as much as you can. And then that onion that we had from earlier that we reserved on the side, we're going to put in, and you're just going to cook until it's about tender, about 3 minutes. And then we're going to add in our thyme and our garlic. Let that cook for about a minute. We're going to have this on like medium-high heat just so it's simmering, but not burning. And then after that's cooked for about a minute, we're going to add in our Worcestershire, and you can do beef broth if you want. I like the beef bouillon just because it sits in my fridge, and that way I can use a lot more of it and it doesn't take as much space, and I think it has a lot of flavor and it's delicious. But if you want to use bone broth, totally okay, up to you. So we're just going to let that simmer for about 8 minutes and it'll get a little thicker. Use the pan that we cooked our au jus in, and we're going to add our onions, our bell peppers, and our mushrooms, and you're literally just going to mix them until they're soft. So they should look like this. And that's literally it. You're going to take your toasted hoagies, put the meat on it, put your cooked veggies. Obviously, you don't have to use all those veggies if you want, but the nice thing about it is that they are all cooked together. So for storage, it's so easy. And then it is going to get a little messy, but we're going to put our cheese on top of the sandwiches and then broil, and that's going to hold all of the meat together. So it'll look like this after it's broiled for a bit. I would say about 3 minutes. And then we're going to take our other half of the toasted hoagie, put our mayo on it, and then just put that on the sandwich, cut it in half, take your au jus from earlier and dip it in there. This is so, so good. I love French dips. I'm like a fiend for French dips, and this was amazing. If you guys like this video, subscribe to our channel. Bon appetit, and we'll see you next time.